Chicken pot pie time. It's chicken pot pie time. It's chicken pot pie time. It's time for some chicken pot pie! Boom. Make sure that's all the way up here. Boiling some chicken. Kind of. It's not boiling yet, but it's thinking about it. You know, actually gotta turn away because I can't watch it, or else it won't boil. You know. So here's what we're gonna do. We got this chicken here. The chicken's boiling. It's also creating chicken broth. We're gonna use that. Be mixing that broth with cream of chicken. Boom. That's gonna create this saucy good. I'm just gonna gloss over these veggies. Ooh, whole corn, cut green beans. Where we got this? More corn, more greens. Ooh, diced potatoes. Oh, this kind of looks the same. Oh, what's that? What's that back there? Ooh, self-rising flour. That's gonna be the crust. That's gonna be the crust, but not just that, right? We're gonna have to mix it with some half and half, and maybe a little milk if we want. And I know we're all wondering, oh, geez, Chuck, how am I supposed to know when this chicken is ready? I mean, look at it. Does it look ready now? We're just gonna boom. Ah, got it. Boom. Oh man. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That is ooh. Yeah, that's salmonella right there. That's just you're just asking for it. That's not ready. Extra time. We're just kind of waiting, you know. I got that top off because it's hot in there. It's a good time to write a song about making chicken pot. I'm so excited. I'm making chicken pot pie. I'm so excited. I'm making chicken pot pie, chicken pot pie, chicken pot pie, chicken pot pie. I hope the crust sets just right. Getting there, you know. But it's still we still got a ways to go when we're boiling this thing. So just kind of got to be patient with it. Let's just take some time while we're waiting. Let's just take some time to go through where this chicken's coming from. I pulled this straight from the bag in the freezer. Just easy peasy, boneless, skinless chicken breast right here. And I actually pulled them straight from frozen. So if you're looking for something, maybe like you're in a pinch. Well, if you're in a pinch, you shouldn't be making pot pie. But if you're looking for something a little bit faster, maybe you thaw out that chicken over the night before. I'm feeling pretty good about it. Not having a lot of doubts. It's looking pretty good. I already took one of these bad boys out. We're just going to take a look at it real quick here. We got it. Yeah, that looks good. You know, the chicken's kind of falling apart, which is because we're going to shred those bad boys. Just to kind of show you guys what's going on here, because sometimes some people are like, they shred the chicken by hand. My mom was talking about it. She was like, oh, you might want to wait for those bad boys to cool down a little bit. I was like, hold on. Because if we just do this here, we got the forks here, and we're using the forks, and we're just pulling it apart, piece by piece here. You know, go with that grain there, and just kind of pull it apart. See, it kind of comes across right there. Looking here, you know, this is kind of what we're looking for. It's all about what you want, though. Maybe you're kind of looking for bigger chunks. Maybe you want stuff like this in it. You know, it's my first time. This is my first rodeo here, so we're going to go with thinner because I think it'll cook better. Now notice, I've already got some of this done here, but I'm leaving the rest of that still in the pot because when it's warmer, that chicken's going to be easier to shred. Whew! Man, that was some work. And maybe you realize by now that's probably too much chicken for one pan. And you're right, I'm going to make 3. I got enough ingredients sitting over here, and I got the pan sitting right here. They're actually doubled up because they're a little bit cheaper. They're these 13 by 9 is what people call them, but they're actually 13 and a half by 9 and almost 10 really there. And yeah, but you know, however much chicken you cook, you know, your chicken density is your prerogative. The recipe I'm pulling from, it says we save the broth here. That's some brothy goodness right there. And we're going to mix it with a big can of cream of chicken. Well, I got two smaller cans right here. I'm sure you saw them earlier. Here, so you got the little buddy there. 2 smaller cans there. And you're kind of mixing it to a density that you decide there. You know, however creamy you want it, however watery, that's up to you. And then what we're going to do is we're going to season that to taste. I was unprepared for how gross this was going to look. But that's cream of chicken condensed soup right there. Yeah, it's gross. But gross or not, we're gonna plop this bad boy on down in here. Oh man, yeah, I anticipated that. Oh, there it is. Oh man, I anticipated that working a little differently. You're probably not gonna want to eat that top of the can there. Yeah, I wouldn't suggest it. We're gonna have to fish that bad boy out. And for cooking, you know, you're just winging it. Just things happen, you know. When I put that second can in there, well, first of all, I didn't drop the top. But second of all, I turned this heat on. Turn it up to a low there, just because I figured it would help it mix in a little bit. And when I got it all mixed up, it doesn't look as thick as I want it. I'm not a connoisseur here, but you know, I kind of want a little bit thicker sauce there. So maybe next time, buy a third can of that. Maybe toss a little flour in there this time, just to kind of thicken it up just a little bit. The problem might be that I used too much of that broth there. So I just mixed a little bit of flour in there, and now I got a whisk in there. I'm trying to make sure that flour gets broken up, doesn't, you know, create little chunks in there. We'll see how that goes. If that's a bad idea, then we'll certainly figure it out. We're going to actually start cooking when we're just winging it here. I'm looking to put a little bit of salt in there. You'd rather have some garlic salt. We got garlic powder. That'll do. It's close enough. And then the only other thing we really got that I'm going to want to use is this pepper here. And this, I can't tell you how much of whatever to put in there. Poultry seasoning was a suggestion. It's on the recipe. I don't got any of that. So we're just going to kind of wing it. That's what we're doing. So we're going to make sure we taste this thing, right? Because this is how the pie is going to taste. It's the whole thing's going to be like this. So you want to make sure it's right where you want it. We get to decide how much chicken we want in each of our pans. And what I was kind of going with here, I just want chicken to be in every bite. You know, it's a chicken pot pie, right? So I kind of got it spread out here. We'll see. I mean, once we add in everything, you'll kind of get a feel for, okay, what's this really going to be kind of looking like? But I don't mind a super, super dense pie with a lot of chicken in it. Called in reinforcements, called my mom, said, what do I do? The broth is too thin. She says, make a roux. I'm like, what's a roux? We about to find out. Here, we're melting 4 tablespoons of margarine. Can be butter, can be margarine, doesn't matter. That's about half a stick right there. It's melting away. And now, I'm going to turn up the heat a little bubbly, because what we're going to do is we're going to add some flour to it. Oh, there it goes. It's getting a little bubbly there. As soon as it starts getting a little bubbly, most of it's melted. We're probably going to turn it down a little bit because we don't want to scorch our margarine, right? You don't want to scorch it. That doesn't sound good if you don't know what it means. So I kind of had some hands-on cooking I had to do there. So what I did was I added some flour to that margarine there, and I whisked it a little bit, and then I added some chicken broth, some spoonfuls at a time, to kind of whisk it and get it to, you see this consistency here? Ah, look at that, right there. That's a good consistency. We're looking for kind of, what we're looking for is kind of that white glue kind of consistency, so that's just about right. What we're going to do now, I added the roux to our chicken broth, and what we're doing is we're going to boil that. And what boil is going to do is it's going to eliminate some of the water of it, make it just a little bit thicker, you know. And hopefully that'll put us in a good position to try to pop one of these bad boys in the oven tonight. Science! See, the water portion of the broth is evaporating, but that's the part that's kind of condensing there at the top. But the thicker part of it, it's not evaporating, so that's going to stick around. That's going to be this substance And hopefully that'll thicken this bad boy up. Things we can be doing while we're waiting. How about we go ahead and preheat the oven? Okay, boom. Yeah, I got this bad boy started. Boom. Let's see. Let's hopefully that'll get preheated in time for us to stick this in, and we can go ahead and probably drain our veggies here. All of them are going to have a little bit of liquid in them. We don't want any of that in the pie. And then we can probably go ahead and start getting ready our crust, our sauce there for what we're going to pour over it. Okay, so for our crust, what we're going to do is we're going to melt a half stick of butter. It's about 4 tablespoons right there. And then I got 3/4 of a cup of half and half here. You can use buttermilk, but I have half and half because my self-rising flour, the cup of self-rising flour I have right there, it's buttermilk enriched, so hopefully that'll be good. And what we're going to do is we're going to mix that all together, and then that's what we're going to pour over our pie when we get it ready. Alright, so we got to keep in mind that with these veggies, we're going to have to fill 3 pies with them. But we're just kind of looking, okay, how many green beans am I going to want? So I got it right here. I'm just going to kind of, look at it. I do have more green beans if I'm thinking, oh man, I think it'll be better if it's got a little bit more. But I think this is what we're looking at right there. That'll probably be good. Maybe that's a little much. We'll see. Now, same thing with our corn and our diced potatoes. So now we got the chicken and the veggies all in there. They're ready for some sauce. Okay. Alright, I'm going to need 2 hands for this, so I'm not going to videotape me doing it, but I got my crust right there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of go in a little bit of an S, because I don't want that crust to get too heavy and sink in and have that liquid at the top. I want that crust to just kind of sit up there on the top, so I'm going to need 2 hands for this, but we'll kind of take a look at it. Yeah, it actually looks kind of rough there. I probably didn't do such a great job, but hey, you live and you learn. We got a little bit there on the side. Gotta get that down there. But hopefully this looks good, and we can probably pop this bad boy in the oven. Now what we're going to do when we pop it in the oven is we're going to wait. The oven's preheated. We're just going to wait until that crust gets nice and golden brown. But we'll see. Give me a second. Said those pans were cheap and a little flimsy. I got 2 right here stacked together at the recommendation of my mom. I got 2 sitting there. Got my oven mitt on here. Don't need it right now. And actually, I don't think I could pick this up with one hand. But what I'm going to do, since they're so flimsy, is I'm going to set it right here. I got a little pizza heater there, but you can just use a cookie sheet if you want, just to kind of sit under there, because what you don't want is it to be uneven and it kind of spill out in that crust. Okay, so now it's just going to be an hour. What I got here now is I got 2 other pies just sitting there. And what we'll do is we'll just cover them up and we'll just put them in the freezer. It'll be perfect. And whenever I need to make another pie, get hungry again, all I got to do now is make the crust and then just pop it in the oven for about an hour. It's a great kind of easy meal just to kind of have ready. So we're sitting at about 45 minutes now. I'm going to go ahead and start checking it to see if it hits that golden brown. Let's just take a look here. You can't see much through there. Let's open this bad boy up. Okay, not quite golden brown. It's still at this light brown stage, and you can kind of tell the consistency of it is not where we want it to be. There it is right there. Hitting that golden brown. It's getting around to the edges. Just right where I want it! Woo! It's chicken pot pie time. And voila, there we are. I'm gonna have to wait a little bit for this bad boy to cool off, but whew, it smells delicious.